What's going on, you guys? My name is Kyle. I am a full-time futures trader and founder of Opinicus. In this video, I'm going over the TraderVault template. This is a template where you can organize everything for your trading business. As many of you know, trading, if you are taking it seriously, should be treated like a business. This template gives you pretty much a one-stop shop to organize everything that goes into your trading. This template is free for all Traders Think Tank members. There is a link in the resources tab if you are a member of the Traders Think Tank. If you're not and you just want to pick up the template, there is a link to purchase it down below. Hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, this is going to be the template to end all templates. This is known as the TraderVault. I'm going to be calling this the TraderVault. Now, for those of you that have been around a while, you've seen my previous video. It's probably like 2 or 3 years ago now, going over a very similar template. I believe at that time we just called it like the trade review or trading playbook template. Now we have kind of a more encompassing name for it, and that is the TraderVault. And the reason I like that name is because this template is not really just a playbook. It's not really just a journal and review tool. It's a place where you can stay organized and keep pretty much everything. So I want to break down some of the components, most of the components of the actual template here. And that's going to start off with daily trade and market notes, daily trading and market notes. Now, let me back up 1 second. This is in Notion. This is hosted in Notion. It is a free application. They do have just a web browser application, which is what we're looking at right now. They also have a desktop version. This is something that I use every single day to organize many aspects of my life, not just trading. It is a very robust application. If you don't currently use it, I highly recommend it. It is super useful. So let's jump into the actual TraderVault here. Now, the way I view this is it is something where you can pretty much store everything for your trading business. And I'm going to go in, show you kind of what I have pre-built here, and then also how you can kind of edit this and make it a little bit more modular for yourself. So let's start off upper left corner, daily trading and market notes. Now, this is probably going to be, just knowing what I know about developing traders, is probably honestly going to be the least used section. This is a section that I still use every single day. So if you're in the Traders Think Tank, you see me post those end of day notes, or sometimes in the middle of the day, I'll share some notes about market structure updates, what NQ may be doing, how NQ is developing, because we've been trading a lot of NQ lately. And essentially I store all of those notes in here. So I'll do like midday notes or end of day scan, end of day notes, whatever it may be. This is a pre-built template, so you can just capture any notes you have about the market in here. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward. Don't really need to jump into a very in-depth look at that. And then it's just going to save for each day of the week, right? So go ahead and delete that. Now, next one, I do want to just touch on this main thing right here: trade, journal, and review. This is going to be one of the most impactful aspects of this actual template. And basically we have a calendar overview here. Now, what you can do is you can come in. I have a few different options pre-built. You can come in and by default, just double clicking on this, what it's going to do is it's going to take you to the original template that I had built out for this database many years ago. And essentially, you can see I kind of have this titled New and Developing Traders. So individual trade review plus journal for new and developing traders. It's going to be a good kind of baseline review process that's going to be incredibly helpful for your development as a trader. And what you can do with this is you can go in and document each trade, right? Trade 1, trade 2, trade 3, however many trades you have on the day. You can add rows here if you need to add more. You can kind of quickly check this if it was a good trade or not. You can list the strategy, and you can change the quality of the trade so you have a quick visual. Now, when you actually double click into this, when you actually move into this, you can then get more granular, get more detailed about the actual trade itself. Trade idea / big picture, the actual setup, maybe like maybe a 2-hour trader framework, something like that. Made mistake. Most trades we're going to have some mistake that we made. You want to list that and kind of detail it there. And then your execution chart. Boom, trade is recorded. From there, once you have all your trades logged, we have kind of a big picture overview. These are some prompts that I have found to be very useful over the past couple of years. What went well, top lesson / area of improvement of the day, what was the easiest money trade today, right? And this one is important. We're actually I have a specific area for this that we'll talk about in a little bit. And then what easiest change could you have made today that would have had the largest positive impact on your day? A lot of the times it's just going to be doing less, right? For a lot of people, it's going to be just trading less. Stop over trading. And then a daily review. I like this as just kind of like a brain dump section. You can just dump all your thoughts about the trading day into this little area right here. Now, as we proceed through this template, there's going to be a lot of areas, a lot of things that you can fill in. Remember, all this is optional. This is not something that is required to do. These are templates and tools that I have used throughout my own development. These are things that I use currently with one-on-one clients. It's to get you thinking about your trading. It's not to say you have to do this. Now, of course, when it comes to review and journaling and all this type of stuff, I think more detail is better. I think going deeper into the trades and into the review is, of course, better. But when you're watching this, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Like, oh man, I have to do all this stuff. Now, a lot of trading growth is actually going to take place after hours. It is going to be in the preparation and the review, which is part of what this database will help you do. But again, you can edit this. This is a template. I want you guys to understand that it is modular. You can kind of make it into something that is going to be beneficial for you. So think about this as kind of like a boilerplate, and then you can come in and modify it as you see fit. So with that in mind, all of these are actually templates. Now, before I jump in how to actually edit the template, let me show you the other templates I have here. So I've got this next one. This is the primary one that I use. Daily journal template. You see my name right there, Kyle. And once this loads, this is the main thing that I currently use at my current skill level, pretty much 10 years into full-time trading. This is my main thing. So I have a pre-market check-in talking about the narrative of ES or NQ, whatever it is that I'm going to be focused on for the day. And this is very similar to the pre-market prep notes that I post in the morning. Then from there, I have a readiness score. Now this includes Aura Ring. I don't wear my Aura Ring anymore, but I did use an Aura Ring for about 4 years. And I was always kind of taking my personal readiness score, what I kind of felt like for the day, just 1 to 100, and then comparing that against my Aura Ring, just kind of getting a sense of how I felt on the day. Because how you feel, like it or not, it's going to have a big impact on your trading performance, especially with things like mental acuity and your sharpness and things like that. So that one is definitely key. Especially it is winter right now. A lot of people are getting sick. Don't trade while you're sick. Like, that's so simple. Don't trade while you're sick. Next one is overall mindset and mood. Are you feeling some type of way about the previous session? Maybe you had a rough day yesterday and you're carrying some of that emotional baggage into this session. That's super common. We want to be documenting that so you're aware of it as you kind of come into this session, and you can, frame your mind in a way that is going to be beneficial for you rather than damaging. From there, we have main focus. What is the objective for today? What trades do we want to take? Are we looking at 2-hour trader framework trades? Are we looking at something else? Maybe we want to stay cash today, whatever it may be. And then any reminders, right? The one that comes to mind, if you had a tough session yesterday, just remember yesterday's trades have no bearing on today. Don't let that kind of bleed into your process, into your approach for today. Now, in my template, I also have my end of day review. Now, you'll notice my end of day review is focused largely on kind of big picture things, less so on individual trade review. Now, if you are still in years like 0 through 5, I still recommend focusing intently on individual trade review. If you're getting to be a little bit more advanced, you may want to switch over to something like this that just kind of focuses on the whole day rather than individual trade review. And you could see the prompts here. What went well? Top lesson, area improvement of the day, easiest money trade today. And again, I do have a full section for this actual prompt here that we'll dive into momentarily. What easiest change could you have made today that would have had the largest positive impact on your day? What is the biggest bottleneck to my trading development and how can I fix it? And then daily review is just that brain dump section, right? So let's jump back. There's actually another template here. So Mr. Rainman in the Traders Think Tank, many of you will be familiar with him, shared his own template this morning in the Traders Think Tank. And I actually typed it out and included that here so you can get a look at it and actually use this whole template or take some aspects of it. Maybe you like some aspects of it that you want to take into something you build yourself or intermix it with one of the other 2 templates that I have there. And you can kind of go through this and see all of the things that Mr. Ray is documenting every morning, right? So these are just kind of mental prompts. These are things to be kind of mindset priming is how I like to think about a lot of these things, right? Kind of reviewing your rule set, very beneficial to go through this stuff every morning and just kind of set up your mindset, right? Get your mind right for the session. Now, take a look at this. So each one of those will save, and then you can come in and delete them as such if you want to make your own. If you want to actually create your own template, you can come right in here, click new template, and build it out, right? Name it whatever you want, get all your prompts in here. That should save. And you can come in here and you'll see that that template has saved. I'm going to delete that obviously. But that's how you go about doing it. So if you want kind of a mix of these 3 templates, you know, taking some prompts from each one, you come in, create your own, and build it out that way. Now let's jump back into the main page. We get into the next tab here, the weekly performance review. So this is a week by week overview. And let me open this up. Another kind of template. These are things to get you thinking about the entirety of the trading week. What worked / didn't work this week? Here are some considerations to keep in mind. Was there a type of trade that didn't work? Was there a particular market that didn't work? Was there a particular day or time that did not work? Were you entering trades too soon? Did you take profit too soon? Did you take profit too late? Were your stops too tight? Now, if you're just putting yes or no for some of these things, obviously, you know, probably not taking it very seriously, right? The entire purpose of this database and the TraderVault as a whole is not a box to check. If your intention is just to put yes, no here and just kind of get it done, get it over with, you're not really using it as it should be used. The point is to actually extract something from your performance and get better at the craft. So if you're not going to take it seriously and you think just downloading this template and kind of checking the box, just running through it, ripping through it really quick is going to make you better, it's not. It's really not. So be intentional, go through it, be serious about it. Otherwise, just don't do it, honestly. So going through it, did you take profit too late? Were your stops too tight? Did you have poor risk to reward trades? Did you risk too much? Did you risk too little? Did you miss any trades, right? It goes on and on and on. Are the answers above familiar? So if this is recurring, this is a very powerful section. If this is recurring, we can kind of identify some issue, right? This is one of the benefits of the Trade 30 for 30 program. You can kind of identify those issues and start to pick them apart and create rules and frameworks to help you avoid those issues in the future. So for recurring problems, what is the problem? Why do I have this problem? What is the solution? And how can we action it? And, not, we don't want to say like, oh, don't do this. Like, what is a legitimate, objective way that you can make this an action item so you don't make this mistake in the future? And then recurring positives, how can I do more of what worked? Study the best trades of the week. Can you see anything that would have caused you to catch more of them? It's an important piece right there. And we'll talk about actually studying the best trades here in a moment. Like I keep mentioning, that actually takes us right into the playbook where you'll be able to document some of the trades. So this is another impactful and powerful kind of homework exercise, daily exercise that you can be doing that is going to help you improve your craft. And the way I like to think about this is think about how a professional football player is going to be watching tape, right? They do a lot of watching old games, watching how their teams are playing, watching how they played from the week prior. They're just watching tape. They're watching to see their own actions, kind of study, look for missteps, things of that nature to improve their game, right? Now, the daily trade documentation section here, part of your playbook, is going to be very, very similar to that. What the objective of this is to highlight, essentially think about what was the easiest money trade of the day, and then write it up, annotate the chart. And I actually include an example for you here. There's a real trade that I annotated and have in my personal daily trade documentation. So you can kind of use this and kind of get a sense of what it is that I personally do. So we've got the annotated screenshot there, right? I've got the daily setup, intraday setup, what made this trade great, best entry. I was actually in that trade. So we can kind of highlight that as well. And this doesn't have to be for trades that you were in. A lot of the times you may not be in those trades. That's okay. We want to dive in and kind of understand what made that trade great. This is actually, fun fact, this exact exercise is how I originally became profitable. I never had any traditional trading education or anything like that. I was all self-taught, and the way I went about doing that is I would always see big moves in stocks, in individual equities, and I would just obsess over those charts because obviously I would always miss the move, but I wanted to understand what led to this point, what led to this move. And I would basically reverse engineer and pick apart every little detail of those charts until I finally had like a coherent system. You start to pick up patterns through an exercise like this. So you can go in, you can click new, and the template should auto load here. Well, it should. Maybe it won't. Let's see. Maybe not. I'll fix that by the time you see this video and this template. This will be, oh, there it is. So yeah, it's all there. There's the template. You got the screenshot, daily setup, intraday setup, what made this trade great. Best entry, boom. That's going to help your pattern recognition skills right there. Just one easy task per day, right? It should take you no more than 5 to 10 minutes to get that little aspect done. Now, there's a little piece I include in my playbook, some trading rules. These are just like baseline rules. I'm not going to go through every single one of these things, but how can I find success in the market today? Then we have our trading rules. Rain Man puts his directly in that daily review template, that kind of pre-market prep aspect that he does, which again, super beneficial to kind of prime your mindset. And remember, these aren't rules you have to follow. This is just to give you kind of a template, a boilerplate to be utilizing for your own trading business. And I included some things that I think are pretty good in here, but feel free to modify, feel free to change and kind of mix this up to really be personalized for what you do. So we have pre-market reminders and mantras. We've got psychological check-ins, right? I'm trading with patience. That's a big one. You've got the pre-trade checklist. So I've got a link to the making of an A+ trade here. Many of you will be familiar with that resource in the Traders Think Tank, but you can list out what makes an A+ trade for you right here. And again, that'll help you, just helps the mindset, helps you wrap your mind around what a good trade is. So getting back into the TraderVault we've got high level results overview. So what you can do here, again, just an example from the original template that I had made, looks like in 2022, so 2 years ago. And you can actually just get your weekly overview or monthly overview, however you want to organize this table. This is just a table. Fill in the table. And then what you can do is you can come in here. Now I'm already using a chart in my real template here, but you can then import the data from the table into the chart and kind of create an equity curve for yourself, which I think is pretty neat. So you can play with that if you like. I think that is a really cool functionality. From there, we have a link if you want to jump into the TMG. If you're finding yourself, you need some trading help, jump into the TMG, the Trading Mentorship Group, do a weekly sit-in at least, and we can get you dialed in. That is it for the Trader Vault. Again, this is supposed to be like a template that is where you can keep every aspect of your trading, your daily trade documentation, your performance reviews, whether it be daily or weekly, your journaling, your review process, your notes. It's all right here. If you guys found this useful, let me know. If you have any questions, also feel free to reach out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.